Hi, I'm Harley. So I just watched the movie Brightburn. I rented it and watched it, and I am just blown away. I had to I'm actually glad that I didn't see it in the theater because I actually had to stop and stand up and do a lap around the room at a couple of points because it was a lot gorier than I was expected. I mean, I knew it was a rated R movie, but I was not ready for the level of gore. There's not a better word. I can't think of a better word that was there. So I was very very surprised, and there was just some really uncomfortable scenes where I just had to walk around the room. I just had to do a lap. I don't know. Does that happen to you guys, or is that just a me thing? I'm not sure. So anyways, spoilers potentially going forward. Fair warning, if you haven't seen it, you should go rent it now. Stop this right here. Go rent it, then come back and we can chat. We can talk about it. So, Brightburn, basically, it stars Elizabeth Banks and David Denman, sorry, and Jackson A. Dunn. So Elizabeth Banks and I'm never gonna remember this guy's name. David Denman are a couple that are trying to have a baby, and they can't. There's a bunch of infertility books that is in the opening scenes. They are just not able to on their own, unfortunately. But they have a spaceship crash in their backyard. Basically, they live in Kansas, and a spaceship falls out of the sky, and in it is baby. I mean, basically, this movie it's like Superman. It's got all the same. The kid has all the same. Not characteristics. What's the word I'm looking for? Abilities. He can fly. He has the laser eyes. He's super strong, really fast. All of these things. But it's kind of like if Damien and Mikey. If you've never seen the movie Mikey, you should go track it down. It's old, but it's good. If they got together and had a Superman baby, and then made this movie, so it's just it's basically like what would happen if Superman wasn't good necessarily. And the thing is, it starts off with this kid being this little angel and adorable and just sweet to everybody, but he hits puberty. And when he hits puberty, things start to change. I mean, and obviously it's been a minute since I went through puberty, but I do remember being very emotional, and everything just feels like it's on high intensity. It's like having the high beams on the car all the time. Everything's a little bit brighter, and all your emotions are just a little bit more raw, and your feelings are just more on the surface. And that's just part of growing up is you go through puberty and you learn how to kind of reel all that stuff in and display emotions appropriately and things like that. Or, that's the goal. Not everybody does, but anyway, that's another story. So Brightburn has these great scenes where this kid is angry, and he has these abilities, and he just deals with his anger in very violent outbursts where he's told he can't see his little, girl crush from his school. So he decides that he's going to kill her mom because her mom said no. So if you take away the mom, right, this is child mentality. If you take away the person that said no, then obviously he's going to get to see her again, right? Except that's not real life. That's not how that works. But for him, that's how it works. And there's just this scene where he is trying to scare the mom, basically, before he really flies off the handle. And he makes this light shatter that is above her, like a fluorescent light. But she just happens to look up at the exact wrong moment. And oh my God, a piece of glass goes in her eye, and they show it. And it's so, that was one of those, oh, I need to walk around. Oh my God, what am I looking at? Because, knowing what I know or what I've been learning about certain things is that anything that's in your eye that happens like that, you just leave it alone. You try to stabilize it so that it can't move, and then you go to a doctor and a surgeon removes that stuff. But this woman, in her infinite wisdom, decides, no, let me grab the piece of glass with my bare fingers and just yank that sumbitch right out. And it, oh my God, guys, even if you don't want to watch the movie, you should probably go and track that scene down because I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. It's just, it made like, just talking about it makes me cringe. It makes my stomach like butterflies, like feel like they're going to try to escape my throat. It's just so gross. There's also another scene where there's a car accident. I don't want to give away all the really good scenes, but the son, Brandon, he gets mad at his uncle because his uncle catches him doing something that's he's not supposed to do. So the uncle says he's going to go tell Brandon's mom and dad. And Brandon's like, you can't do that. You can't tell my mom and dad. I don't want you to. So he causes a car accident so that his uncle can't get to his parents, right? That car accident is gruesome. I've seen a lot of car accidents in movies. This one, like I knew where they were going with it, but then they took it a step farther, if that makes sense. And they were just very explicit with some things, and it was just wow. It was wow. There's just some things in life that I didn't know I didn't want to see, and now I know. And then as the movie progresses, it kind of has like this like arc where it's like everything's normal. He gets his powers and he kind of feels what like figures out about life, and then he just decides, I'm doing whatever the hell I want. I'm done. I'm Superman. I'm just going to take over the world and I'm going to get what I want. And that's what he does. So it's he just decides that there's nothing holding him back, that he's a superior race and that there's no reason that he can't do exactly whatever he wants to do, which ultimately is what Batman was always afraid of, right? Well, this is it. It's happening right now. The movie got like mixed reviews. From what I remember, it didn't do great at the box office, and if you look it up, it's like 50-50. Like people either love it or hate it. And I've got to say, I loved it. I just thought it was brilliantly done. I thought I knew where the ending was going. I thought it was going to be like a good son ending where mom has to make this horrible decision to like, yes, I love you, but you're doing terrible things, so I have to stop you. I thought that's where it was going, and I'm just going to throw it right out there that that's not what happens at all. And I think maybe that's part of the reason that people didn't like the movie is because ultimately, I'm just going to say it. I'm sorry. Spoilers. He doesn't get stopped. I mean, that's ultimately the thing, right? Is just he doesn't get stopped. And there is not something that will stop him. And he's outsmarted them all. So if you have not seen this movie and you're still watching to this point, I would say go check it out. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to give it another watch in a couple of days and see if I still feel the same. I have a feeling, though, I will. I had to, like, my kids wanted to watch this one. And I'm on the fence. I really don't know. There's some things that, they've seen a lot of movies. I mean, you guys, if you've been, watching this for a while, you know that they watch a lot of horror movies and stuff like that. Because they're intelligent kids. They know movies are movies and real life is real life. This is one of those, I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk it over and see if this is a good idea, but we'll see. We'll see again in a few days how I feel about it. Let me know how you feel about it, and give me a like and give me a subscription if you haven't already. Tell your friends to subscribe. Hit the bell so that you get notifications for when these come up. Zelda wants to say hi. Bye. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.